New and updated mods for Farm Sim 25 are here for Tuesday, March the 11th. In total, 32 mods released. All platforms got 10 new and 8 updates. PC and Mac players got 7 new and 7 updates. If you like staying updated with everything going on with Farm Sim, mods, news, etc., make sure you subscribe and let's check all these mods out. Starting off today with new ones for all platforms, and man oh man, I got something so cool for you guys. The Selectable Bale Capacity Pack. Oh my gosh. So, all of the balers in here have got a new capacity option up to 9 times higher than the standard bale capacity. We also have bale wrappers and trailers, things like this. We got a Demco auto load for this. How cool is that? This is from GH66 Mods, and Gaming Joy has also helped out a little bit with this as well, which is super duper cool. Now, whenever we go in and select things in the game, of course, we've got wheel brands and setups, and you can do your twine and wrap and all that good stuff. But we can also go up to 2 meters wider now with pickups. So this is great news. Love that. And then, once we get stuff into the game, we can now select and change the bale size. So, of course, with the square balers in the game, this is going to be at the top left-hand corner, by the way, changing the bale sizes from 180, 220, and 240. Well, this has been pretty normal, right? Well, now we can actually jump in and go 181, 221, and 241. So, this is pretty cool, indeed. These are also like the 1X size. I don't know why those are there, but they're there. Anyway, so we have the 2X, so it's going to be the number at the very end. So 182, 222, 242, and then 4 times, and then 9 times. Maybe showing it this way is probably better. So you can see we've got the different setups. So the 180, 220, and 240. Then with the 1 at the end, it's really just a 1 times, but I think they had to do that to make the custom bales. And then anything with a 2 at the end is going to be 2 times. Anything with a 4 is 4 times. And anything with a 9 is 9 times. So for example, here out in the field, let's set this up with 249 centimeter bales 9 times. I've also got the 2X pickup there, so you can see just how much wider that pickup is. Oh, that is so nice. You have no idea. I have been waiting for something like that forever. And you can see I've got our mower just going as hard as he can. I am gonna see, yo, does this go faster too? No way. Are you serious? Hang on a minute. Max speed 12. What's the square baler? Where's my square baler? There it is. 16. Hey. Well, all right then. I see you, homie. I see you. Yeah. Man, you got an 18 mile per hour max working speed on the Vermeer right there. Am I, like, missing this? This isn't normal, right? That's not normal. 10 miles an hour. That's what I thought. So you can go super duper fast with this. Oh, man. 17. Yo, these balers are insane. Look at this. All right, so there's 16,000 liters, and we're 30% now. 20, 21,000, 22,000. Oh, that's awesome. And keep in mind, this is one bale. Uno. No more worrying about going through, even when your GPS decides it wants to mess up. Why it decided to select one of the straight lines instead of the one in front of it, I'll never know, but hey, check that out. And then you got to turn right here. Look at that. Doesn't skip a beat. I'm not doing fast farming. Nothing. DjGoHam just found one of his new favorite mods is what just happened. Yeah, let's go, baby. All right, so there is 80% at 46 or 47,000 liters. I'm so interested to see what the full bale capacity. I mean, I guess I could just 9 times it, but where's the fun in that, right? 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100%. Let's kick this thing out and just see. Oh, man. 58. Wait, I can lift this too? No. They're liftable. Are you kidding me? Oh, this is so cool. Anyway, so that's a 58,500 liter bale. We'll just put that there for now. That's wild. I think I've got Yosa's baler mod installed as well. Maybe that has something to do with it. Yo, all right, so I just checked to see it is not part of Yosa's mod. They've just got the weight set to 100 on there. That's pretty cool. One thing they do note is the fast bale wrapper that's included with this. This guy right here, the fast bale. This is not supported by the PC round baler extension mod. They say that it does not wrap the bales. So, heads up there. I don't think that's a mod that I've got installed, but nonetheless, you've got that. Can't believe that this goes at 20 miles an hour. That's just insane. So, of course, I had to try this. I really want to get this out here and see what kind of trouble we can get into with it. First off, this is got the pickup on there, which will change everything up. And we want to go up to 189, which is going to do 180 centimeter round bales with the 9 times speed, or 9 times capacity, and it will go up to 20 miles an hour max speed. That's ridiculous. Now, I do have one of Yosa's mods up top, the Bales Wrapped mod. Just kind of gives you a counter for how many wrapped bales you got. All right, so I think, if I remember correctly, are these like 5,000 or 6,000 liters, something like that? I guess we're about to find out. We are at almost 40%. There we go. We hit 40% right after 20,000 liters. So what are these going to be? Man, this is just so wild. Like, I've got the fast farming mod on the mower just so it'll actually mow all of this quickly so I can test. But goodness gracious. There we go. 40,000 at 80%. So these are going to be like 50,000 liter bales. Oy. Oh, also, I just realized this. This normally doesn't make 180 centimeter round bales. Wait. That's going to be a 180. Usually this just does 220 or 125s. It doesn't do 150s or 180s, and we're about to make a 180. Oh my goodness. There is a 50-ish. No, it's even more. I forgot there's 2 chambers. So it looks like 3/4 of the bale will be made in the front, and the last will be made in the back, so that it will be plenty of time. I can't believe I've spent this much time on this mod, but I'm just so blown away. This struggle busting a little bit up this hill. This is the new John Deere 6R250 that was added with 1.6, or I say 1.6, it was added at some point, I don't remember when. And hey, because you've got so much extra pickup area here, you just swing through and pick up all this extra stuff that I missed the first time around. Yay! All right, I'll give you this much. I'm pretty sure the stuff in the baler actually weighs something, because I'm having a lot harder time slowing down. However, I think, yep, there we go. Once the bale pop, oh my goodness! Are you? Dog. Hang on a minute. Did you just, bruh, it just wrapped that thing faster than I've ever seen anything go fasty wrap before. And it's got it there. It's a 67,500 liter round bale. And I can pick it up. Can you give, like, mods 10 stars? Because this deserves 10 stars. Oh, I love it. It's so much fun. I just realized I didn't show everything that's coming with this. So you've also got the stuff for the bio baler, which is nice. All the round bales, including the self-propelled one. You do have the a stationary baler here, too, which is super nice. Baby balers in there, so if you want to do baby bales, but you want to do increase the capacity by 9, you can do that. And you've also got bell trailers, which pick stuff up. We have the FarmTech DPW 1800. That's going to auto load for you guys. So it'll auto load the stuff. And you see down here at the very bottom, it'll do 121 through 189s. 120s are the baby bales, so make sure you increase that up. And then all the way to 189, and then 180 to 249, which is all of the square bales. This is too much fun. I gotta make a separate video just for this mod. All right. Oh man, let's move on. Oh, and the square bale wrapper will do all of the square bale wraps now. This is the best mod ever. Next up, finally, we're moving on after all this time. We have the Deutz-Fahr 6215 TTV from Blue Wagon Modding, aka Blue, on the Mod Hub. On here, we got 270 horsepower with a variable transmission, 400 liters of fuel. Goes 31 miles an hour. Warrior. Yeah, you're a warrior. Come on. You can throw that on there if you want to. Changes up a few things, which is nice. and we even get color options. So we want that. Engines from 207 up to 226. We got some nice wheel brands, wheel setups, beacons. We got left, and right. Warning signs are going to be a yes or no. Front loaders for quickie and Hauer, and then you've got main and rim color. Of course, we do have that Java green, which I love so much, but you can change it up to some grays if you want. And of course, rims are rims. Next, we have the SIP Roto 220. This is a 60 horsepower required 2.2 meter working with 8 mile an hour max speed. Mauer. This is from WolfX Bonnie. You guys have heard his name a ton here on the channel. We got a couple of color options for main, which is going to be like the skirt, and then you've got for the design color, which is more or less the main color. Next, we've got the Rudolph Welger DK 280 RP. This bad boy is pretty sweet because the side of it opens up. Now, the way they have described it in the mod-up is interesting. They say, the first and only 3-way discharge dumper for agriculture with a stake-free portion function and 5-meter width. I don't know what most of that means, but I can tell you that it comes as a standard, a bell trailer, and then a bell trailer with the sides that are opened. But I think we can open up all the sides anyway, so we're going to try that out. We've also got wheel brands, of course, old and new chassis, basically just brightens up those colors a little bit. Colors or branding could be Welger or Rudolph, which is pretty sweet. You do have your reflectors on there, which are nice to see. We also have a speed sign, which is very cool, around towards the back, 25 or 40. And then you've got your tire plate, which if I remember correctly, I think is at the very front. Yeah, it's like what tires it is, I guess. Who knows? And then we've got stuff for sidewall, so you could change that color, and then you can also change up the cover color as well, which is great news. All right, so after a little bit of testing, it looks like I found out what you need. So you need to go with the bell trailer section, this right here, and then this is going to be the kind of the new addition here. So what it does is opens up the sides, and you've got your trailer there. Now, it doesn't look like we've got any straps whatsoever, so that's going to be that, but it is set up as bell trailer. So if you wanted to have a trailer where you could open up the sides, you've got it. And I think you'll have plenty of room as well if you've got two of these connected to open up all the sides. Next up, we've got the Buyable Squarebales 120 by 170. Now, yes, there's 120 by 170, but as you can see, the bales are a lot more flat, so they weigh a little bit less. They've got less capacity in them as well. We still have the 180, 220, and 240 as far as your links go, but for everything else, for the width and height, those are going to be 120 by 170 on all the bales. So that's kind of what's going on with there. I thought at first, I was like, oh, 120, those are baby bales, but it is completely different. They also say that there's a PDF that's enclosed in the mod itself. If you guys are on PC, you can just extract that PDF. And they say it contains all the necessary sample entries so that the balers can be loaded by mod balers with the appropriate chamber dimensions. So that is very cool as well. Are you ready for some placeables? Yeah, we're going to start with some placeables in Omatana's open air garden. And we're not going to talk about me singing right there. I think there's a collision missing here. Hey, it still works. Hey, that'll work. In here? Ooh, Omatana! Let's move along. Hey, we've got multiple different setups here for these open gardens. So if we jump into our greenhouses, which is where you're going to find them, you've got the open air garden, then you've got the medium set, then the large one, and then you've got the allotment garden, which is a little smaller, and then you've got one that's a little bit more minimalist. So the first three are going to be much different and bigger. And then you get over to these. So this is the regular one. And then over here is going to be the minimalist setup. So you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about your little extra stuff. So you can see, for example, there's nothing to the left of the shed there. And then we jump over here, and then you've got all this extra stuff. So that is why that is. However, here's the thing. We've got some new productions that go along with these. As you can see, there's a bunch of stuff in here. I don't believe these are going to be any different from the allotment garden to open air or anything. I think the only thing that's going to change are the capacities on the right-hand side. So why don't we just talk about the largest one, the biggest one, because maybe if you're doing garden stuff, this is what you want to go with. So we can make carrots, chili peppers. We could do garlic, grapes, green beans, lettuce, Napa cabbage, olives, parsnips, peas, potatoes, red beet, spinach, spring onions, strawberries, sunflowers, and tomatoes. These are all made in the gardens, which is very cool. Now, carrots are one of those things that kind of takes a while, let's be fair. So we could do these in a couple different ways. So we've got carrots, which could be made from 16 water, and you'll grow 64 carrots, right? Or you can add seeds and solid fertilizer, and you could take those 22 waters, add 1 seed and 1 fertilizer, and now you're getting 167 carrots. So you're adding a little bit more water, but you're like more than doubling, almost tripling, the amount of carrots that you get just with 1 seed and 1 fertilizer. It's pretty wild. But again, this is going to be all for these. Storages are insanely high. I mean, 400,000 liters of seeds, 400,000 liters of solid fertilizer, and $1.2 million of water. You can see down here, I'd also have a thing that says enable watering. Just ignore that. That's a PC mod, and it makes my life easier. And then the outputs are all in the millions in the large, the open large. So this guy right here. Now, one thing I didn't look at was pricing. It looks like we've got $50,000 here for the largest one. Let's see, $8,000 for the little guy, $20,000 for the medium. So it does scale, and then $9,000 or $8,000 for the smaller versions right over here, which I think are going to be exactly the same as your small garden there. These are pretty sweet, man. So if you've been looking for doing greenhouses, but you wanted to do something else, you want to do something a little bit different, this is definitely the way to do it. Omatana has just gone OP on gardens. All right, so I just spoke with Omatana real quick, and I was like, all right, what exactly is going on? So I found out kind of what's going on with the collision. She wanted to do something very interesting and different with this. She actually said it in the mod description, but for some reason I skimmed over it. So on the left and right hand side of these, there's going to be 2 different switches. So we've got one which moves our collisions up and down. Now, obviously, makes a little sound, which is very cool. And you can see I'm able to walk in and out. Now, I do want to see the collisions raise. Can we see it? Hey, that's awesome. Very cool, very cool, very cool indeed. So now that we've got that, there's another one here on the right-hand side. And this says to move greenhouse up. Now, what you know about that? So this is to make getting in and out of the greenhouse, I think, a little bit easier. Let's see if we can raise this collision up. Still able to get in and out, which is very nice. But we can now close that. There you go. So you may want this, you may not. I do not know, but I know that she made it like this. So you, yes you, I see you over there, can do whatever it is that you want to do. So if you do not want the collisions, you don't have to have them. This makes things a little bit easier. You can put these wherever you want. Man, Omatana doing it again. It's so good, I didn't even know what I was doing. She's awesome. Next up, we have the lizard silos. And I vaguely remember these. Are these the silos from FS19? Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like these are. I don't know for sure, but I feel like they are. Nonetheless, you've got things with crops. They say you can also put fertilizers into the silos as well, so that's kind of neat. Ins and outs through here, and we also have some silo extensions right here and right here and right here. So you can do some different stuff. Yeah, I feel like these were the silos from FS19, right? I think they were. Next up is our bridge pack. Now, these things are super cool and super cheap. So what I've done is I've taken my test area here, I placed the bridge down that I wanted, and I dug out a thing under it. Some of these I think you may have seen around the maps that we've got. Some of them may be brand new. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump over here into our decorations. I think it's in others. Yeah. So here we go. Got all kinds of bridges for you. And these are pretty sweet. So they're going to place down and be affected from the end that you put it down. So you can see it kind of rotates around one spot. That one spot is going to be where you set, and then the other side is where you're going to be. For example, I could technically put this here. I can't because I don't own the land, and I don't have a mod that allows me to do anything crazy. But you can. I mean, same thing here for this building. If I wanted to put a thing over it, I could. I can't because I don't own the land, but you could. There's a lot of different styles and a lot of different setups. Of course, you've seen this one, which is really nice. And it does say just lights or no lights or solar, and with lights and solar. So I guess you can add solar panels to it. I don't see any solar panels. I don't see anything changing, but you can. I mean, they've added some stuff. You've also got wood planks going across. You've got different bridge types and different looks to them. I mean, there's some pretty cool stuff in here. So if you've ever been looking for anything like this, you can now do it. Next to last mod pack is going to be, well, I say pack. I don't know what the next one is even. The small buildings pack right here. So you've got 9 different buildings, or 8, I think, 2 houses. Everything's available in one of these 3 different styles. So you've got that. Pig pens, nothing crazy, nothing to write home about for the specs. It only holds 20 pigs. The design is very similar to some of the other things that we've seen as well. It is from a very reputable modder, Bart. However, yeah, there's not really a whole lot going on with this. It looks really nice, so there's that. The house can't go in, so I could be honest with you, I don't even care. And then you've got this building here, which is in sheds. Probably sounds like it being super negative, but I don't know. We just got a bunch that look exactly like this already, so there you go. Lastly, today we have the Slurry selling station where you can sell digestate and manure, liquid manure, sorry. They say cost per liter free, but I don't think you could buy it from here. You have to, you can't buy it from here. You have to sell it. It's a Slurry selling station right here, $277. So you can see it's much, much higher than the other ones, which is nice. There's only one weird thing. It's got a grocery store sound bite on it. So you could hear like the beep, beep, beep for like the machines checking people out. It's a little bit awkward to put in a Slurry sale point. Jumping over to updates for all platforms, we have the Frankenmuth Farming Map from Taylor Farms, version number 1.2. A new save is not required, so you can just continue playing how you've been. The update includes a fix for alfalfa hay bales to be able to be used in TMR, fix the water in ditches not showing, added drain tile to fields. They will have water flow in spring and autumn seasons. That's really cool. They've added the ability to have lime in auger wagons to fix the boat near the pond disappearing with fishing stuff still visible. Increase the sugar beet sell price slightly. Using sugar beet piler without tear dirt function will give you about a 50% less income on the sugar beets. That's wild. Fix the ability to feed silage to cows. Can now sell the beet piler and it will stay on the map to be purchased again. That's a game changer right there. They've removed it from the build menu. Also, you can sell tear dirt now for very small profit at the farmer's market. So, all good things. That's not the only map update, because we also have one for Lipinki. This is going to be version 1.1. A new crop has been added, alfalfa. Seems like everything's getting alfalfa these days. Also, many new trees have been added to the store. New translations have been added. The appearance of trigger markers has been changed. Bushes that could not be painted on the map have been removed from the store. They fixed the price of the starter cultivator, which was way too high, and the biogas plant building was slightly moved to increase the space at the liquid manure unloading site. They do say that the upload or the update does not require a new save, which is great news. And some tools. First is the Krampe Big Body 650 version 1.1. They've added a configuration for additional rear lights, and they fixed the unloading by a helper onto the tipper. Next is the Fliegl TMK273 version number 1. I don't know what's going on here, but I guess it's been re-added to the store. Yeah, there you go. It's got 4.8 stars, 29 votes. That usually means that it's a re-add. So there you go. I don't really know what's going on here. But I do know what's going on with the Düvelsdorf MSS3X00. It's got to be version 1001. Incorrectly positioned decal has been corrected, and mod description version increased. I also know what's up with the front cultivator. It got updated to 1001 as well. Fixed the shader cached issue on console, and raised the mod description version. Fixed cache shader issue? Did I read that backwards? Next update is for cone version 1.1. They've added another traffic cone? Two's too many. messed up. One is old, one is a little bit new. They've also added configurable flashing lights for orange and blue. How cool is that? They've updated the description version, and further bugs have been fixed and improvements. And lastly, one of the first mods that was released on the mod up, the concrete ring pack, has been updated to 1001. Fixed warning that occurred when reloading the save game. And now jumping over to new ones for PC and Mac players. We got a new map for you guys, and I don't know how to pronounce it. It is
Zacieczki.
Yeah, there you go, which translates to
water stains,
which I find hilarious. This is a new Polish map for you. Old PC and Mac. There's 80 different fields plus lands to buy, 90 different things in total. Sometimes you're not quite sure where the map starts and stops, because they've done such a good job in making sure that the player has no idea. Also, I don't know why, but it's a little laggy in certain spots, but it's not the map. I think it's my computer. I just updated my graphics drivers. There we go, reset OBS. That seemed to do the job. We do have Polish license plates on here, and pretty much everything else seems to be the same super unique fields, like Farmland 50 and 58 here, for example. Got some very interesting stuff, but I dig that. Stuff you get in new farmer mode, you've got 46 and 45 over here, real tiny areas, and then you've got Farmland 75, which in comparison is absolutely massive. You've also got your main farm and everything on here too, and I don't believe there's any required mods. If there are any, they're not listed on the website, and furthermore, I don't have any of them not installed, so there you go. Let's poke around on our farm just to kind of see what kind of trouble we can get into. So this is actually all on Farmland 89, which we do not own. However, if you give yourself a little bit of cash money, you can own it. Also, it seems pretty dark in comparison. The ground seems really dark. I think they've messed with the lighting a little bit. Not my cup of tea, messing with the lighting, but it is what it is. What are you going to do? So over here, we've got all kinds of stuff, and placeables, buyables, and I don't know what I own and what I don't. Evidently, I don't own anything over here, so let's just get away from that area. And then maybe go over here to this farm, which isn't really that far in all things compared. Hey, chickens, little baby chickens all running around doing their thing. Very cool, very cool, very cool. We do have a place here which we can build if I turn everything on and off. This is going to be Farm Garage number 2, so that is going to be your building project there. As far as everything else, I mean, pretty standard stiff, all things. I think I've said all things considered about 1,000,000 times. How about we move on? Does that sound good? Sounds good to me too. Here is your crop calendar, so if you're curious about that, looks pretty standard to me. We do have 7? How many of these are? 10 chickens starting off in New Farmer. We do have 0 owned productions. There's only 1 production on the map itself. That's going to be your sawmill, and well, prices are prices at the end of the day. And lastly, of course, a quick overview of all of the equipment that you can expect to see in New Farmer mode. Got a good amount in there. I think I can do the next mod on this map as well. This is called Nimble Jumping. No more cooldown for the jumping. This mod removes the 2-second split thing at the end, whatever you jump. You know, normally you're like jump, and then it dumps. Yeah, that takes that away. Also, it lets you continue your speed. Now, you've probably seen me run like this quite a few times, but jumping has always been an issue. See what I mean? This map, you don't know where the edge is. You get to here and it's like, but I can touch it. That's a field, man. They did so good. Yeah, nonetheless, you got the jump. I'm also using a player movement, I think is the mod that I use to go a little bit faster. That's why I play in first person and not third person, because I look like this when I'm running normally. Sir, do you have any caffeine? Caffeine. Give me your caffeine. Caffeine. I can jump. Look at me jumping. I need caffeine. Next mod. Next one is a Tipatrilla. Maybe I'm the one that's running out of caffeine and running into caffeine. Oh, I hurt my head. Too much caffeine. Maupu Evo BBM 1824 is a tipper trailer is what it is. 20,000 liter capacity on there. We can bump that up to 22.5. We also 24.5 and then back down. Wheel options. I got the hiccups. Really did have too much caffeine. I haven't even had any yet. We do have a cover of yes and no, but as you can see, no cover has been added. So we've got that on the potato structure and the bulk material structure. So the cover can be removed technically, but it becomes as standard. And then you've got a main color and chassis color. I am interested, So main color here, if we change that, okay, the middle part of the gray in the wheels, this part in the middle of the rim, yeah, that changes. Great job. And the chassis is actually going to be around towards the very back, so you could change that section. No rim colors. Next up, we've got the Pallets and Big Bags UA pack. This is full of different stuff. So as you can see, it says seeds of spring wheat, seeds of winter wheat, soybean. They're all seeds. Farming Simulator doesn't split them up. There have been modders in the past that have split them up, but you can use this to roleplay, but there is nothing more than roleplay going on with these. So you've got all kinds of stuff through there, different seeds. We've also got fertilizer in here as well, liquid and solid, and we've got some lime, and you can even buy water. Which is the only lizard thing there. How many IBC pallets do we have of water now on the mod hub? In and out with 3 more new ones that we're going to take a look at on the mod hub. The enhanced mixer wagons. This script adds mixing time for all mixing wagons. Real interesting. With the script, each mixing wagon now needs 2 minutes and 10 seconds to mix the TMR as soon as the mixing ratio is correct. The mixing time is dependent from the in-game timescale. Dependent, independent, dependent. It's 2.5 minutes. Just, I don't know, hit the number 8 button 3 times and it'll be done. They say, of course, it must be turned on to do this. If the mixer wagon is filled during the mixing process, the mixing time will be reset to 70% if it's already over 95%. The mixing wagon must now be turned on so that it can be discharged into the feeding trough. Super interesting. They do say as long as the mixing ratio is wrong or the mixing time has not run to the end, you have forage with straw and forage stretched in the mixer wagon. You can also feed this, but is less effective than total mixed ration. The mixing wagon must now be turned on now so that the bales will be dissolved. The unfinished TMR is accepted as grass in the stable feeding trough. And they do say for modders, you can deactivate the script for your mixing wagon if this is necessary for any reason. I'm sure there's a few out there that there would be. All you have to do is enter the following line into your vehicle, XML. You can see it right there. And then you also have to remove the space after the that's how you pronounce that. They say the set is a required mixing time for the mixing wagon to 0. Of course, you can also adjust their time as needed for mixing. The time must be in seconds. Next up from GTX, we have the supply and transport contracts. Your neighbors are unable to complete some of their supply contracts and are looking for your help. For a fixed sell price and a generous reward, you will be required to supply and transport different products to sell point locations. Just make sure all products are delivered before the time expires. Once the contract is accepted, you become responsible for the cost of any missing products. Ooh, very interesting and creepy. Let's take a look at a couple of these. So you can see we need to deliver sunflowers, and they need a total of 7,000 liters of sunflowers, and you get a total price of, what is that? Least cost, $11,000, almost $12,000. It's not too bad. I'm not quite sure what sunflowers pay, but it looks like garlic's paying for a whole lot. Goodness gracious. So there you go. So it's basically a contract where you deliver extra goods. It's not a bad idea to have this turned on. And lastly, today, new for PC and Mac players, we have extended mission info. This mod expands and adapts the following in the missions information. In harvest and wood transport missions, the selling station name is now also displayed in a new line. In wood transport missions, the number of trees and how many are left to deliver is also displayed. That's fantastic. In Deadwood missions is now only displayed how many trees you still have to cut down. In rock removal missions, it is also displayed how many rocks you still have to remove. In bale wrapping and baling missions, the requested bale type is now also displayed. And in bale wrapping missions, the number of remaining bales to wrap is now also displayed. How cool is this? The fruit type from field is now also displayed in the following missions: harvesting, sowing, fertilizing, removing weeds, and weeding. What's the difference between removing weeds and weeding? It's probably spraying and weeding missions. Never mind, I'm the idiot. They do say furthermore, this mod can take on 10 missions per farm at once. Maximum number of contracts offered has been increased to 60. There's also now 8 missions per type, which is very cool. However, I would still prefer to have the was it the Better Missions or something like that mod? I would much rather have the Missions mod installed and maybe add this to it. Together, unstoppable. Last but certainly not least, today we've got updates for PC and Mac players. First one is dynamic lowering from the SMI modding team version 101. They've added tools to the list of compatible mods. Secondly is Park Vehicle version 101. They fixed the render overlay is only allowed to draw callbacks, whatever that means, and they've added a Turkish translation. Next is AutoRepair version 1001. The script has been optimized, better performant. They've also repaired only for 5% damage or higher, and repair as 000 and new 12-hour. Ooh, that hurt my brain. Next one is Extended Farmsilo Shop Display version 1.1. Fixed error in the shop FS25 Extended Farmsilo Shop Display / Extended Farmsilo Shop Display Lua 282 invalid argument number 1 to cancel table expected. Got nil. It's got nil, baby. They've also added categories accessible again. Goodness gracious. Next up, the missions expended from Happy Loser. Hey, how'd they know what my high school nickname was? Version 1001. Fix problems with the mod maps, mission types that are not available / implements. Next to last today, vehicle years. Version 1001 added support for all mod hub mods per 2025-02. 11, which was 1 month ago exactly. And lastly, we've got unload bales early. This is going to be version 111. Thresholds for overloading and unloading can now be configured or deactivated. The key binding for overloading and unloading can now be changed. Fixed errors related to changing settings in multiplayer and adapted the mod to be compatible with the game version 1.5, which does require saving settings on a server at a different point in time. However, we are now version 1.6. And one more thing before we take off today, I wanted to let you know that the mod waiting time in the Giant Software forum just got updated yesterday. So we've got waiting time for newly submitted mods at 16 work days, for submitted mod updates 13 work days, and failed and resubmitted mods 5 work days. They have removed a while back the amount of mods that were waiting to be tested, so we have no idea what that could be. I assume it's probably, I don't know, around 1,000, maybe more. Hey, what do you think it is? Let me know. And there you go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed this one. Drop a like if you did. Get subscribed if you're new, and join the DjGoHam fam. Double check your notifications. That way you never miss videos like this one. If you guys want to see all of the things that you need to know about the next ad pack, definitely check that video out. Otherwise, have an awesome day. I'll see you in the next one.